All right, good afternoon, class. So today we're going to be learning about the preamble. And we're going to discover why this short passage was so important and had such a lasting impact on our country. The preamble to the United States Constitution is just the introduction to this document. If you look at the whole thing in its entirety, you'll find that the preamble is just one sentence long at the beginning of the Constitution. Now, despite being so short in length, the preamble is considered to be one of the most famous parts of the Constitution because it clearly lays out the purpose and the goals for this document, and therefore the purposes and goals for our country. Now, we're going to talk about it more in depth, but before we actually look at the preamble, we are going to have a think, pair, share about what we think government is. Now, as you guys are brainstorming ideas, I'm going to pass out this graphic organizer. Do not write on it. We're going to use it later in the lesson. And while you guys are, so you guys are going to take a moment. I want you to think in pairs about what you think government is. And then once you're done, discuss amongst each other, share ideas, elaborate a bit. And then we're going to get together as a class and discuss and use our graphic organizers to share ideas to write down. All right, class, papers are passed out now. We've had a couple minutes to think about our question, which was, what is government? So I want you guys to go ahead, feel free to share, raise your hand. I want to know what you guys think government is.
Government is like a thing that controls and makes people do things.
Okay, would anyone else like to add to that idea?
Well, I think a government is something that makes the rules for people who live in cities and states, and it tells them what they can and can't do and what is okay.
All right, Miriam, that was a really good response. So essentially what a government is a system or a group of people that we elect in order to govern an organized community, city, or state. They develop and enforce laws in order to protect their citizens, and they're also responsible for various things like collecting taxes, for providing a defense for our country, for creating currency, which we also call money, and for funding things like schools and roads and things like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our graphic organizer and we're going to take your guys' ideas and we're going to list them down in here. We're going to write them on the papers. So for our first bullet point, would somebody like to volunteer their idea? Yes, go ahead.
A group of people we elect to govern us.
Great. A group of people that we elect to govern us. We elect to govern us. That is absolutely one of their jobs. Now for a second bullet point, what's another idea that we can put on there?
A set of people who make rules.
Great. A set of people who make rules. And finally, what's the last thing that we can put for our bullet point?
A government makes sure that its citizens are safe and obey laws.
Okay. Make sure
Citizens are safe and
citizens
obey
are
laws.
safe and obey laws. Great, now we're going to do this again, but now we're going to think about the purpose of government. So we're going to think about our government, maybe in our own communities, and we're going to try and use our brainstorming activity to think about what the government does for us in our city.
All right, guys. So now that you've spent a little bit of time talking about what is important in a government and why governments are important, we're going to take a look at a really important part of our own Constitution. And the Constitution is the document that guides our government. That it tells us what the government can and cannot do. It is our system of laws and our organization. Okay, guys, now that you've studied Okay, guys, now that you've had a chance to discuss what a government is and what are some important components of our government, we are going to look at an important part of our own Constitution called the Preamble. And this is the opening statement on our Constitution that tells us what the purpose of our Constitution is. So again, it's called the Preamble. We're going to watch a short little video that explains it. Then you're going to get a handout with it on it, and you're going to answer some questions in a small group. So pay real close attention to how the video teaches us what the Preamble says, and maybe even a little bit about what it means. Okay? So this video is from way back in the 1970s when Mr. Lemon was a little kid. So you get to take a trip back in history, and you get to learn about our Constitution. So, all right, here's the video.
Do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Okay, guys, so now what I'm going to do is have you get in your table groups. Each group is going to take their assigned section from the Preamble, and you're going to answer the following questions. I'll put that slide up in just a second, but first I want you to take note of what section of the Preamble is yours. Okay, you're gonna study that section on the sheet that actually has a copy of the whole Preamble, and you're gonna answer these three questions. So get in your table groups. I'm gonna change the slide for the next question. So the first question you're gonna answer is, what does the part mean? And you're gonna give an example. So if you got ensure domestic tranquility, you're gonna help the rest of us understand what that means, okay, by answering the question, and then try to give an example of how the government would do it, okay? And then you want to say, why is it important? Why is this included in our Preamble? What does it have to do with protecting your rights and your welfare? Any questions about the questions you're being asked? Yes, Kristen.
So, are you gonna say are you going to assign another person for group 2 or just me and Jack?
No, it's just, your table group is just you and Jack, okay? All right, so give me 1 second, I'll bring you some paper and your Preamble and we'll get started. Okay guys, your group 2, do you remember what your section of the Preamble is?
Yes.
What is it?
Establish justice.
To establish justice. Okay, great. So you're going to answer those 3 questions I gave you, and you can use the computer to look up what established justice might mean. Okay. And if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be happy to come help you. I'll check on you in just a few minutes. Okay.
Okay. Is that how you spell it?
Does the part mean the like establish justice? That would mean like to give fairness, maybe.
Yeah, to put fairness
To make
down.
to like make fairness. So
Yeah.
to give an example, we probably have to.
Example.
Hey guys, how's it going over here?
We
Good.
actually just finished.
Excellent. I like the way that you guys use the computer to look up the word welfare. So do you remember what welfare means?
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
what's
I
it
know.
mean?
Welfare means the health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or group.
Okay, great. And so you were able to answer all the questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so be ready to share in a few minutes. I'm going to have you come up for the class when everyone's going to share what they found for their part, okay?
Okay.
All right, good job, you guys. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to start calling you up by group to have you share what you found out in your on your small table groups. Okay, so now Jack and Chris are going to come, and they're going to share with us what they found out. Come on up, guys.
Okay. So, our group was established justice. Question 1, we put the part means to give or to create fairness, and the example was ending slavery and segregation.
Great.
Question 2 was, why is it important? It is important that everyone has equal rights and is protected by the law.
Great job.
And then question 3 was, what does it have to do with protecting your rights and welfare? We put, it protects us,
With-
so we won't get mistreated.
Great. Good job, you guys. Let's hear it for Jack and Kristen.
All right, Erin, so this is our designated ELL time. We learned about the preamble a little bit earlier. We watched a video, we listened to actually, Schoolhouse Rock, the song about the preamble, so you got it in that kind of terms. And now we're going to look at some words with pictures that go with the preamble. So this is our preamble of the United States Constitution. So it's we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote for the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So these words, there's a lot of big ones. And do you want to go through and highlight words you do not recognize? There's a couple I'm going to highlight that are a little bit hard too. Have you ever seen the preamble before this?
Yes. There's a lot of words I don't know.
That's okay. We'll talk about them. Ooh, good one.
Okay.
Feeling good? Okay, so let's see what you have. Let's see. We have established justice. What do you think, looking at the picture, established justice may also mean? Think about a scale, and it's kind of, do you say that's even, or would you say that is kind of off-center? Do you think
It looks even.
it's even? So what might something even be? Like giving the same amount? What's another word for that?
Equal.
Equal. So making sure that everything is equal for different people. See, that's not that hard. What about a union? What do you think a union would be? Maybe with all these people.
People together.
Nice. See, not too hard with all these pictures here. What about ensure tranquility? What type of sign is that? Have you ever given that sign before?
2.
2. Okay. Is it also another one? Have you ever seen that before? Sometimes has a sign that also might look like this. Ever seen that? Yeah, peace sign. So that is a peace sign. People use their hands like that. Do you have any idea what maybe ensuring domestic tranquility might mean then? Thinking about that sign.
Make sure there's peace among people.
The people. Look at you connecting the people, the union, and peace. How good. All right. What about, let's do maybe one more while those groups are wrapping up over there. What about common defense? What is this? Have you ever seen that symbol before?
Well, it's an eagle.
An eagle, yes.
United States of America.
Nice. What about that top part?
Department of Defense.
Mm-hmm. So what if you put that all together?
Defend America.
Nice, because we know an eagle is part of our country symbol, and it's the defense for everybody. Nice job. Very good. Are you so now? If you were to look at this, would you be able to kind of have an idea better about what those symbols and words might mean?
What's this plus sign doing here?
So it says promote general welfare. What do you think? Do you think they're just trying to use addition, or do you think they're trying to look at it a different way?
I don't think it's addition.
It's definitely not addition. Welfare, so maybe like how people...
Like when you're well, like when you're not sick, you're well.
Yes, when you help people, when you worry about how they are feeling, giving them doctor's help when you go to the doctor, the hospital, so making that everybody has general help across the board with their medical issues. Yeah.
So it's not a plus sign.
It's not a plus sign. Usually those are in red. It's like
sometimes
red symbol.
Oh no! Yeah, when I see them drive on the street, sometimes they have
Maybe.
it's a big red plus.
On an ambulance, yes.
I got it.
All right. Well, looks good. You can go back to your group now.
Thank you. All right, Kelly, I remember we're learning about the preamble in the Constitution. So what I want to do right now, we are going to read through this. This is the preamble of the Constitution. We're going to read through it. I know you read it already. I know you heard it in the video, but we're going to read through it one more time and kind of dig deeper and to see kind of some hidden meanings or things we might want to think about the preamble.
Okay.
So I want you to read out loud the preamble to me, starting at We the People.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility,
Good.
provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Good. Now you remember when we started this whole unit on the preamble? Do you remember we talked about government and the purpose of government? Why? What is the purpose of government? Do you remember?
To make sure everybody does what they're supposed to.
Yeah, everyone does what they're supposed to. Keep everybody safe. Keep everyone equal. So I want you to read through the preamble again by yourself, and I want you to highlight the basic principles and ideas that establish our government today. So I know we talked about it earlier. So we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. Okay, that was one of the basic principles. So go ahead and highlight that. And then highlight what other principles we have within our government.
Would domestic tranquility be one?
Must ensure domestic tranquility.
What about the common defense?
Good. Provide for the common defense.
General welfare?
Yeah.
And secure the blessings of liberty? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the blessings of liberty. You know what does liberty mean to you? What is liberty?
Like to be free with my rights and be able to go to school.
Good. Is there a symbol you can think of that ties to liberty?
The Statue of Liberty.
Perfect. So when you see secure the blessings of liberty, you can think of the Statue of Liberty and how they secure
Cool.
that for us. Yeah. So those are our basic ideas and principles of government.
What about the ordain and establish the Constitution? Is that one?
Yeah. What do you think that means? To ordain and establish.
I don't know what ordain means, but I think establish means to create.
Create.
To build
Good.
the Constitution.
Yeah, to kind of live by it. Good job. So we have these ideas, and these are our purposes. But now, look at the first three words of the preamble. What are they?
We the people.
We the people. Now, there are some people who say that those are the most important words of the Constitution.
Is that why they're so big?
Yeah. I don't know. Remember we saw was it on the video, they showed the actual preamble of the Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
We the people, those were so big. So yeah, do you think they wrote those big on purpose?
Yes.
Why do you think they did?
Maybe to show that it's like not just one person, it's many people.
Many people. Who makes up the United States?
People.
The people
Of
the United States. We're all one. We are all people. Okay? So some people say that those are the most important words. We the people. But then you highlighted all of these purposes, some basic rules, principles, ideas of our government. Wouldn't those be the most important things in our preamble?
Maybe because it's what we want, but maybe not because the people, it's what the people want is what those words are. And it's that they did it together to make them more of a, what was that word you were talking about earlier?
Which one?
Union?
Union? Did we talk
Right.
about union? Yeah, we talked
We
about
did
union
in class
earlier.
earlier.
I remember that. Yeah, all people together, a more perfect union. So we all work together.
So I think it's important, but maybe not as important as they put it, but I think they wanted it to be that more than just one person was writing it.
Yeah, so we the people. So what do you think is the most important part of the Constitution? We the people, showing that it's all of us together, or all of these different ideas that form our government? There isn't a wrong answer.
I think it's the people because the people still changes what happens in the government.
Yeah, good job. So do you agree with the people who say those are the most important words?
I do.
You do? Cool. Good job, Kelly. You may go back to your group now.
Thank you.
So now that we learned about the preamble, we're going to be doing a foldable today so that you guys can show me what you learned. Okay, so we're going to start by folding our paper all the way over hot dog style. All the way, all the way. There you go. Okay, hold your paper up when you're done so I can see that you got that part, okay? Good. Good. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to fold it again, hot dog style.
How come we only do hot dog style?
Yeah.
Where is it?
You all got it?
Yep.
Okay, so now what you're going to do is get the very top and fold it down 1/3 of the way down. So it's not all the way, but it makes it so it's like halfway to the bottom. But there, see, perfect. Okay, you got it just like that. So it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, but it makes it so it's, yep. And then we're going to do that one more time. So now it goes down to there you go. Okay. Does everyone got that part?
Yeah.
You got it? Okay. Now we're going to open it up all the way. Okay, so now that we got it like that, you're going to fold the side with the holes to the middle, where that middle fold is, and then you're going to have to fold the other side backwards to the middle fold. So both sides should go in and be touching right at the middle of the paper. Need help?
I'm done.
So that one's going to go right to the middle. This outside flap to the middle. And then the other one's going to meet it right in the middle. Okay? So now that we got our foldable done, we should have 6 boxes. Okay? So in each box, we're going to write one of the 6 main parts that we learned about the preamble. Okay? So the first one's going to be we the people ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. And then we're going to keep going and fill in the 6 different groups, or the groups that we made. They each had one part. So we're going to write those different parts on the outside, okay? So once you have that part done, you're going to open one flap. And on the side, the left side, the one that is on the back of where you originally wrote what that group is, you're going to write in your own words what you think that means, or what you learned that means, okay? And then after you write that, in the box right next to it, you're going to draw a picture of what that means, okay? And then you're going to keep going all the way down till you do all 6 of the different parts of the preamble, okay? So remember, the outside flap is going to be in your own words what you learned that means, and the box next to it is going to be a picture of what that means, okay? Any questions? No? Okay. We're going to work on this individually, okay? So I want to know what you guys know, not what your partner knows, okay?